Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to INTV. This is the TV show we bring to you each week, coming out of Roslyn to the whole Upper Kittitas County. I'm Nolan Weiss.
I'm Jeffrey Jorgensen, and it is a cold one out.
It is. It's
not
freezing.
so much for Washington. Washington's hitting, well, not hitting, but setting records, being the warmest state in the United States.
Which is surprising. Warmer than Florida. A couple days ago, we were just hitting some record highs with some 40s.
It's probably from the nuclear waste coming over from Japan.
That could be it. Or people are actually saying it's the polar Arctic vortex that's going on too, Jeff.
But yeah, that's pretty much everywhere except for here.
So how do you figure that it could be the nuclear going into the water when it's the air?
That's why Washington's so warm, is what I'm saying.
Because all the nuclear waste is coming over to Washington?
Yep.
Ooh, you should be a scientist, Jeff.
I should be. I would be better than Donald Trump, because Donald Trump claims that global warming is a hoax.
It's a bunch of nonsense. We need to stop wasting so much money on it.
That's a bald-faced lie.
I know, and he wastes a lot of money, and I'm surprised he would be the first one to say we should stop wasting money on something like global warming.
I agree.
Yeah, it's kind of like, wow.
But New Yorkers are complaining that it's so cold that the actual New York City ball drop, the ball went back up.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Why would the ball go back up?
Because it was cold out.
Oh, because it's so cold outside.
The weather outside is frightful.
Ooh, it is. It is a little cold out. It is so scary right now that teams of scientists were up in Antarctica. They were testing the climate up there for global warming changes, and they got stuck because it was so cold.
The winter vortex.
The winter vortex kicked in, got them stuck, and now people have been frantically trying to get up there to save them. Helicopters have been bringing them food supplies, but a China ice cutter, big old boat, went up there, and it got stuck in the ice. So, unfortunately, global warming is sticking these guys in the ice.
Yes, it is. I don't know. It's pretty, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's, what do they call it?
Ironic?
Ironic.
Very ironic. And very crazy thing is, too, the water right now is 2 degrees Celsius warmer than the 1960s up in Antarctica.
That's pretty crazy.
The Arctic.
There's some places in New York and the eastern side of the states that it's probably warmer in some people's freezers than it is outside.
Wow, Jeff.
That's a fact.
That is a fact, I bet, that some freezers are definitely warmer than some of the places outside right now.
I agree.
Wow. Let's get on to some better news. Dennis Rodman, oh yeah, when I was growing up, he was one of my favorite basketball players.
He was my idol.
I had a bunch of cards.
He was my idol.
I liked it, this guy. And now we're seeing Dennis Rodman, which was a cool thing to hear. He took 10 basketball players over to China, or actually North Korea, to play some basketball for Kim Jong-un, and he's just making a fool of himself.
He is. He's wanting to do the right thing, but he's approaching the situation in the wrong way.
Yeah. And just check out Dennis Rodman with an interview on CNN.
I'm going to tell you one thing. People around the world, I'm going to do one thing. You're a guy behind a mic right now. We're the guys here doing one thing. We have to go back to America and take the abuse. Do you have to take the abuse? Well, we're going to take it.
D-Rod.
I'm ashamed I ever liked that guy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird for me to think that he has no issue getting around over there, communicating with people over there.
Especially like that.
We can't even understand him here.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing at his point.
Yes, it is.
But he's doing, hopefully, some good things. It's maybe a blessing in disguise, how ridiculous he looks. But maybe North Korea...
How ridiculous he looks.
Well, looks and talks.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully North Korea and America can hopefully just get over the war and pointing missiles at each other, because...
And then we have Dennis Rodman to thank.
And then we'll have Dennis Rodman and those 10 basketball players to thank.
Yes.
But war is not the answer, and hopefully basketball can break some ice.
Basketball can spread some love.
It can. Much love on basketball.
For love of the game.
For the love of the game, John Cisna He lost some weight for the love of his game, love of his life.
Love his gain, per se.
His gain.
Yeah, I guess he didn't gain any
He didn't
weight.
gain any
but
weight.
he claims that McDonald's might be the healthy choice to lose weight.
Yeah, he lost 37 pounds and lowered his cholesterol by eating McDonald's. Nothing but McDonald's. And this is kind of weird. He walked for 45 minutes every day.
Which had nothing to do with his weight loss.
With that.
It was all the McDonald's.
And he followed a strict diet of only 2,000 calories. He allowed his students to plan his meals, and he is a teacher in Iowa, and I think he was doing some great things on teaching his kids. Hey, just because this that one guy said McDonald's is terrible for you, it doesn't mean he's right.
The Super Size Me guy.
The Super Size Me guy, yeah, there it was.
Ronald
I watched that
something
movie,
different.
and right after I watched that movie, I went and got a Big Mac. I stopped eating the French fries because those things were disgusting, but because he put them in a jar and they wouldn't mold after months and months and months. They
It's
did
preservative.
not. Yeah, that's gross. They don't break down or anything.
I would try him after that. Taste it.
Taste it, but hey, that's kind of crazy though. This guy kind of proved him wrong right there by eating McDonald's and
Exercising.
exercising. It's like,
I've never once exercised before in my entire life, so I'm gonna eat McDonald's and get out of the house.
it's kind of like the Jared guy from Subway. It's made a lot of people eat at Subway because it's the healthy choice.
That's the only reason why you eat at Subway?
Well,
Because of Jared?
because it's the healthy choice.
Alright.
But really, it's you put all the mustard and mayonnaise and meatballs on it. It's not that healthy.
But it's genuine.
But it's
genuine.
Oh, gosh!
It's genuine.
Can't wait for
$5
this-
foot long.
Can't wait for this news to be over.
I know. Subway, if you're watching, we are accepting
We
sponsors.
would love to have a sponsorship.
Genuine.
Terrible news this last week with a fire on Railroad Street. This took our friend's house, actually, and some of his belongings, which is sad always in the Clallam area. I talked to him yesterday, but he has had a lot of help from his friends and family, which is always nice.
The community is coming together for this fire that broke out this past Friday afternoon. It took us by surprise, and our old employee, Patrick Weaver, who is taking off to go live in Hawaii today, he actually went into the house, busted in the door, and
Kicked the door
saved
down.
a dog,
Yeah.
all before his going away party.
Yeah.
He is a true hometown hero, as well as the boys and girls down at the Cleveland Fire Department that took their part as well.
And this is the second time Pat Weaver has saved a life from a burning structure.
Coincidence? I think
I
not.
don't know. You shouldn't say that, Jeff.
I shouldn't.
In the 11th grade, it was about 10 years ago, I remember Pat Weaver came into school and he saved an elderly man from not knowing his house was on fire, and his house was just engulfed in flames. And he helped the guy get out of there. And now he helps a dog get out. So Pat Weaver, congratulations on that, and great job helping those two lives.
He's a good person.
Very good person. And he was on the fire department and never saw a fire.
That is a coincidence.
That's pretty ironic.
That is ironic.
I guess that's the word of the day.
Irony.
And there was another fire on Bullfrog. This was a Toyota Sequoia. It is just burnt to a crisp. You might have saw it on our Facebook. I was driving to Seattle, go pick up my dad, and I saw this Toyota Sequoia and had to take some photos and share them with you. Very scary thing right there.
And had to put the INTV van in the background.
Well, I had to show that
Little
INTV was
promo.
there.
A little promo.
Yeah. Hey, and make sure to get onto your Facebook and like INTV, and make sure to stay tuned with all the great news that Eddie, Jeff, and myself bring to you each week.
Like the Roslyn Library and everything that they have going on. They have tons of great events up there at the Roslyn Library, like the Stitching Circle that meets on Mondays.
Also, they got children's story time. That's in the mornings of Tuesday.
They have What Makes a Poem. This is taking place on Thursdays.
And great things also, the quilts will be displayed at the Roslyn Library from January 27th through March 27th. You can walk through and view all the artistry of your friends and neighbors in the Upper Kittitas County area.
7 p.m. on January 23rd is the last time that you can submit your quilt, so be sure to have them in before then.
If you want any more information, give them a call at the Roslyn Library at 509-649-3420. So much great things going on at the Roslyn Library. Love that place. Great job, Aaron, and the rest of the crew.
For sure. And with this new 2014, times they be a-changin'.
They be a-changin', and I know the people back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s are saying, woohoo, thank goodness the 502.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's just those people though. There's some other people out there that were probably, 90s.
90s.
Yeah, you're 21 in the 90s.
I was in the 80s.
I was in the
born in
80s
the 80s.
too. Yeah.
So what are you talking about the 90s?
The 90s.
Oh,
I mean,
people in the 90s, they don't care about 502.
Yeah, they do.
I know
I'm
they
sure.
do. It was a joke.
Yeah, I think everyone cares about 502 whether or not, and Colorado cared about 502, making $1 million in sales after the first day.
Wow. Right there. And there were some huge things with marijuana, the legalization of marijuana in Colorado. I know they had reports of 7 deaths. But
Really?
No. It was a.
It's just like 7 people died in Colorado.
No, it was just
on the same day.
some propaganda that they put out there saying that it was an overdose on marijuana, which was not true.
I'm sure there was more overdoses on alcohol when the ball
Or
dropped.
other controlled substance.
Or other controlled substances when the ball drops, other than marijuana.
But there's a great discussion, 6 things you need to know about marijuana in the Upper Kittitas County and Lower Kittitas County. Actually, springtime when the retailers of marijuana come into effect. And this meeting took place this last Tuesday. It will be on INTV at selected times. And here's a brief clip of that marijuana meeting.
Percent of students who report having ever smoked marijuana. So at grade 10, approximately 28% of our students have smoked marijuana, and you see that number climb in grade 12 to 40%. And you see that in grade 10, the numbers, they're relative to one another, and that grade 10 is at 17%, and you see that number again climb in grade 12 to 28%. Young students think that it's very difficult, very hard to get, and as students get more mature and older, it's much easier for them to, or their perceptions are that it's much easier for them to get.
I would argue actually now that it's legal we have to work extra hard to make sure that science is well understood. It is true that most people who ever use marijuana, not only will they not go on to other drugs, in terms of cocaine or heroin, they won't have a negative experience with it, and I get that. It's the reason why, it's sort of the same thing with alcohol, right? It's about the same addictive rate, and I'll talk about that, alcohol and marijuana are, in terms of the number of people that are addicted based on the number of people who ever start using. Well, what does gateway mean? Does it mean cause the use of other drugs? That's what we sort of think. The bottom line with that is that 99% of marijuana users do not go on to use heroin or cocaine. But we also know that 99% of heroin and cocaine users started with marijuana and alcohol and cigarettes.
Question is, how is marijuana addictive? A person was an alcoholic, addicted to alcohol, but used weed, was not addicted to weed.
And sure, of course it's possible to be addicted to alcohol and not addicted to marijuana. It's also possible to be addicted to both. It's also possible to be addicted to marijuana and not alcohol. I mean, it just sort of depends. Now, my understanding is, it's not like there are checkpoints everywhere. It's basically, if you're driving poorly, you're going to be pulled over. And if you're pulled over because you were driving poorly, not because we're going to pull everybody over.
Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Sabat. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for participating.
Thank you again. I will be going back.
Thank you, Kevin Sabat, and the rest of the volunteers putting on that town hall meeting about marijuana. Great things right there to be ready for springtime. And he brought some really good points about how they are targeting children in the packaging. And I really hope they don't open up a new can of worms such as alcohol and tobacco products, because tobacco products, that's just been a whole, horse in the mud.
Yeah, but you don't even see advertisement for tobacco anymore.
Because they can't.
Yeah. So I mean,
You see, actually, you do. You see in magazines all the time.
in magazines, but
Which is
I
wrong.
mean, not on TV or not on the internet or really anywhere.
And we got to wonder, is marijuana going to have TV commercials, or they're probably going to have it online, which this speaker said, Kevin Sabat, he said that we'll probably be seeing our first advertisements on the internet about marijuana.
It's going to be interesting.
It will be.
Yes, it will.
Teddy bear smoking marijuana or something.
I wonder if Kevin has ever smoked.
He hasn't. And he thinks that's the wrong question to ask.
If he has ever.
Actually,
he's like, don't ask me. I haven't. I don't want to say it more than once. I have not.
Here's his
ever.
answer.
No, I have not. Maybe you should. Maybe. It might loosen me up a little, but I also know that I don't need to, jump off the edge of the building to know it's something I don't want to do. So I don't think that qualifies or disqualifies. I actually think it's a pretty dumb question, actually, sorry to say, to ask to essentially think that somebody should answer. Because if somebody answers yes, then half the crowd thinks, well, That's why they're here, because they just want to legitimize their own use, and or they're in recovery, or they're using at the time. And if you answer no, the other half of the group says, well, you're not speaking from experience. So I actually think it's a bad question, but I was happy to answer it for you. But please.
I'm sure he doesn't drink either.
Oh, I think he drinks.
Yeah, see,
I think he more or less leaned kind of to alcohol than marijuana, but hey, that was just my judgment.
Then I doubt is he a Washington citizen?
No, he's not.
He's not?
No.
Oh,
But you know what's Washington? Is civic news. And let's go into some
Civic news. First up in civic news, the South Cleveland City Council met.
first one of the year.
First one of the year. Everyone's coming back from staycation or vacation.
Ooh, nice.
Staycation.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I do on my weekends.
Love my staycation.
Little staycay.
What happened in the 2014 first meeting of the South Cleveland City Council, though, Jeff?
This is what happened.
Oh.
We need to approve the fire department officers for 2014.
Did you have elections?
Yeah, I presented that in December.
Well, I didn't get the names though. It's gotta be approved through the council,
Yeah, like I said,
Names are the same.
yeah,
so, I gotta put it in the minutes, so we need to put it in here.
I'll make a motion, we approve the officers.
Who's that?
Kirk?
Kirk Lance's
Who
chief,
else?
who's the assistant chief?
Ron Snyder,
Okay,
Who's
Who
secretary?
else?
Carol,
Carol.
change her name.
What?
Carol Campbell
Campbell.
now.
And, is that it? Do you guys just have three? Okay.
All right, there's a motion on the table. And a second, that we approve the fire department officers for 2014. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Motion
Congratulations to the South Cleveland City Council for electing their new department officers and getting done with that first meeting of 2014. I heard it was a short one.
Getting that out of the way.
And don't forget, the Roslyn City Council and Cleveland City Council are next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So get out there, voice your opinion for the first meeting of 2014.
And that concludes.
Civic news.
I thought-
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah, I just figured I'd have you do it by yourself.
You jerk.
And now let's go on to Warrior Sports.
Ha, gotcha.
Dang it.
In Warrior Sports, the boys took on Kittitas for their last non-league game and came up short 34-45. One of our big Warrior fans were there, and they said the refs were pretty biased, calling 5 fouls on the Warriors right in the first quarter.
That's because they don't have Jeff the ref anymore.
I've never heard of Jeff the ref.
He was the old referee when we were in high school.
Oh, okay.
I remembered his
Well,
name.
too bad we don't have Jeff the ref, and unfortunately, it's not always the refs that make the game win or lose. You gotta make the baskets, and you gotta make the plays in the end.
Tell that to the Seahawks last time we were at the Super Bowl.
They gotta make the plays, and they gotta get in the end zone. It's not the refs that play the game. It's actually the big bookies in Vegas.
They run the show.
They
own the refs.
Girls won, though, down in Kittitas, which was awesome for their last non-league game. Congratulations. Their score was 55-42. Congratulations, girls. All the games from here on out are league games, so get out there and cheer them on.
And the next game coming up is going to be taking place on the 10th, and this is an away game versus Granger.
After that, it's a home game versus Zilla. This is a huge game to get to and root the girls and boys on.
That's going to be the day after on the 11th. Following that, on the 14th, they're going to be versus Natchez in Natchez Valley.
And on the 17th of January, they will be playing Mapton at home. So get out there and root on the boys and girls for that one as well. Get out there for the wrestling and for the boys and girls basketball, and let's make this season a good one.
Most importantly, cross your fingers and knock on wood for the Seahawks coming up this Saturday versus the Saints in the playoffs.
At home.
At home. Last time that this happened, Marshawn Lynch created an earthquake.
I was there. I helped cause a little earthquake.
It's crazy.
I screamed, and everybody's hugging like we just won the war.
Yep.
It was something else. I tell you
Emotional,
what.
A little tear came down.
It's going to be a great job for the Seahawks to get past this first round because last week, 3 of the 4 teams that were hosting the playoffs at their home lost. So hopefully the Seahawks do not follow in their footsteps.
And hopefully the 49ers get taken out on Sunday.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to get taken out this last week, but nope.
Pats or Colts? What do you choose?
Pats or Colts? Patriots. I do not like the Colts, but I was rooting for him.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
He's got that.
He's a beast.
He touches you in the heart, you know?
No.
Yeah, he does.
No Colt touches me.
Yeah.
And that concludes
Just the pets. Warrior Sports. And this is a little something that caught our eye this past week. We have the 10 safest cities in Washington State.
And this is from reports off the internet.
Yeah, so they have to be true.
Thank you for the internet.
And guess who didn't make it? Cleveland or Roslyn?
And I'm surprised Roslyn didn't get it.
No, Roslyn had the shooting and the stabbing. Cleveland hasn't had any.
And the overdose of Four Loko.
Yeah. Like, so
Dang,
Roslyn.
I'm surprised
Ronald,
Roslyn did.
maybe?
Ronald should have got it, but they're an unincorporated city.
What about South Cleveland?
No.
No.
They're like the worst. Sorry, South Cleveland.
They have tons of
But
robberies.
there's
so.
unfortunately there was some bad. Yeah, last year
They
they
had
were
a
doing
lot
so
of
well.
robberies.
But Kittitas, our old little Kittitas,
Made 10.
They got 10. So congratulations. They had that kid that shot himself at his house and walked to school, and they thought it was somebody shooting at the school, but unfortunately it wasn't. So Kittitas made number 10.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. That's
Ironic.
kind of ironic. Yep.
Number
And
9.
is Maple Falls. Maple Falls is a place that me and Nolan don't know where it's at.
Nolan and I.
Nolan and I.
And number 8 is Springdale, wherever that's at.
Number 7 is Valley Ford. Valley Ford. That's
That's where they have the
Auburn.
Ford deal. Oh yeah, the Ford dealerships.
Valley Ford of Auburn.
Valley Ford. I'm pretty sure.
That can't be true.
And I know where this one's at. Duval is number 6.
Dew Point coming in at number 5. Dew Point is a new city, and they have a really splendid picture describing the city in this list.
Reardon, good old Reardon, wherever that's
I've
at.
heard of it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 3 is Colton.
And Colton is one of the exchange. We have an exchange. Inland Networks Telephone has an exchange in Colton, and they have an awesome football program, sports program
Yes,
together.
they do.
So
They have a
Colton,
tough squad.
congratulations right there, getting 3 of the top 10 safest cities in Washington. And number 2, we have Klamath, and I don't know where Klamath's at.
Klamath Falls.
That's Klamath. This is Klamath.
Oh, Klamath Falls.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope.
And number 1,
in Chillum.
in Chillum.
In Chillum.
Where's in Chillum?
Yeah, that's why it's so safe. No one can find them. No one can
Gosh.
find these places.
These are the 10 safest cities in Washington. So if you're looking for a place to move and get out of the big city, I'm saying one of these are probably the safest places
These
to go.
are the 10
Safest
cities that the top 10 cities that no one's heard of in Washington.
And safest.
And safest.
Hey, so congratulations on making the list. In Roslyn, let's try to get on the list. So no more
Let's
dumb
get on the
mistake.
map.
Let's no more little petty stuff like shootings and stabbings and alcohol overdosing, burglaries, and good luck South Cleveland and Cleveland.
Yeah. Cleveland has a pretty good shot.
Cleveland does actually.
Yeah, we have a fair shot. We have a higher chance than Roslyn. we
Come
do.
on now.
We do.
At this time, we want to thank our sponsors, Ruby Scrapbooking and Things, Cleon Farm and Home, Gunner's Coffee Cabin, and the CMA Alliance Church. Thank you so much for helping out Jeff, Eddie, and I, and the rest of INTV, bringing every episode to you every week.
This has been a couple local boys that are going to share some birthdays before we shut down.
Yeah, some big birthdays like Nancy Marquette. Happy birthday, 50th.
Turning
They had
50.
They had a great birthday party.
I know. I have
That's what I heard.
pictures from it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Some
There was a
cool-
photo booth.
Oh, getting crazy
Yeah,
in the
it's
photo
like
booth.
crazy. I was giving bunny ears like crazy.
Happy birthday, Nancy. We want to say goodbye, adios, amigo and amiga, to Hawaii. Terry Ellsberg, Rose.
Aloha.
Aloha.
That's what
Yeah,
you're
it's
looking
aloha. They're not going to Mexico.
Adios.
Adios, amigos, but you're going to Hawaii. So Malaho, or something like that.
Aloha.
No, it's, yeah.
It's aloha.
Anyways, congratulations on going to Hawaii. Have fun at the Big Island. On January 9th, we have Josh Johnson. Happy birthday, bud.
And on January 10th, we have Jessica Stewart and Jim Swanson.
On January 11th, we have Charlene Koslerich and Christina McElroy.
And on the 13th, we have Tony Davey and Paulo Passati.
On January 14th, we have the biggest Seahawks fan, Lauren Sandreski. Happy birthday, Lauren. And check him out, sitting next to Russell Wilson and the Seahawks grandma.
And on the 15th, we have Angela Conley Frackenthal Campbell, Laura O'Shaughnessy, Jace Montgomery, and Nicole Danley. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, everybody. And if we missed your birthday, hey, it's never too late to give us a call or email us, Facebook us, tweet us, so many ways. We'd love to wish you a happy birthday or a happy anniversary. Mahalo. That's what it is. Mahalo. So that's Hawaiian right there.
What's it Hawaiian for?
I'm not sure. Mahalo.
Aloha.
We'll put it
is
right down here.
Hello and goodbye.
Yeah.
So I think that was more appropriate.
Mahalo. Maybe it's like good day or something.
Well, mahalo. This
Mahalo.
has been a couple local boys. and
Here's some
aloha.
local news for you in January 2014, the 9th day, actually. I'm Nolan Weiss. And adios, amigos, or mahalo. I know Eddie didn't want me to say his name, but haha, Eddie.
You already came back from the clip, though.
And we went
Let's
back
go
in.
right back to
Number 3.
That's the second time your voice is correct.
Today? Really?